Hello and welcome to the United Community Channel. This is your match reaction. Manchester United 5, Lyon 4, 7-6 on penalties, if you can absolutely believe it. What an unbelievable end to... I don't even know. Chris, I hope your vocabulary is better than mine, because I really can't put that into words. Just go on. Just try and put it into words for me.
I really don't think there are any words for that. I mean, we bottle it. We come back with probably 8 minutes left in the extra time, and then we score 2. Mainoo comes in and delivers a stunner, and then Maguire is doing what he does best, and he sits up there and he puts his big noggin on the ball, and it's unfortunate that it came to that after they've gone down to 10 men. But,
yeah,
I just think that as much as we want to say they bottled it, they didn't stop. They didn't quit. So I have to give them that. I do. Do I love how we did it? No, but, we squeaked it out, and we did it and everything.
There he is, boy.
There he is.
You look so small. Oshin, sit up. Come on, sit up.
Jesus, lads.
I just can't. There's just not much to say about it. We'll take the win and run, but
Oshin, try and put it into words, man.
Well, there was, and then there was, and yeah. It's one of the craziest games. Like the one game I can liken it to is the West Brom game, 5 apiece. It was madness, sheer madness.
Yeah,
and I enjoyed every second of it.
Oh no, well, I didn't enjoy every second of it. I enjoyed.
I didn't either. Jesus, how could you enjoy that?
The highs and lows, the roller coaster of that game is unreal, because I was like, I can't turn it off. I can't turn it off. I can't do it. And it's just, but you wonder where the goals are going to come from. But all of a sudden, here they come. And, but we got to take it with a grain of salt a little bit. We were against 10 men. So, I just look at it and we'll take it and run with it. That's it. That's all we can do,
Right. But let's try break it down then. Oshin, first half, brilliant. Going into the halftime break, and looking, quite good. 2-0 up, comfortable, happy days. And like the performance overall, what do you like? Right, I know we give away 2 silly goals and then a penalty and all, but I didn't think the performance was that bad, to be honest. Would you agree or disagree?
The first 45 was good. But Lyon didn't turn up in the first 45. They were still in the dressing room. We came out and I think we shocked Lyon. I think Lyon thought we were going to be a counter-attacking team. I don't think they were ready for. I don't think we've seen United press that well all season. They were all over Lyon for the first half.
Mm-hmm.
Then the second half, I think we either have to check Lyon's oranges for PEDs, or we have to figure out what the hell happened in our dressing room, because has Mazraoui been injured? Did he just not have a poor first half? I didn't think he was that poor, but I think Shaw coming on unbalanced the team. You had a left footer on both sides. It just didn't seem to have the balance it had in the first half. I think Dalot missed having Mazraoui behind him on the right-hand side. I don't think Shaw brought a lot to the game. And I think we just fell off. Now, I'm not putting it down to one substitution, but the whole 11 seemed to not come out in the second half. And then the heads went down after the first goal. I don't think Onana is to blame for any of those goals tonight.
I agree
not
with
a
you.
one.
And more props for the saves that he did make.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Hyland still, he's still making the runs into nowhere, really. Garnacho, he made that
I did think Hyland's link-up play was a bit better tonight, though, in fairness to him.
Well, he was playing, as we pointed out, he was playing slightly deeper. He wasn't the out number 9. He was kind of playing behind Bruno, who was playing a false 9, and then Hoyland was playing an even more falser number 9. You know? Garnacho's decision making again left a lot to be desired. Dorgu seems to can't beat a man at the moment. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But these were all second half problems. The first half, none of these were an issue. And then Lyon came out, as I said, checked their orange slices at halftime, see what was in those. But we just threw it away. And I said it a number of times in the group chat, we cannot beat a low block team. We just do not have that bit of guile or inventiveness. I don't know what it is. We just can't beat a low block team.
As far as Solskjaer.
It is. It's just that lack of something.
I mean, honestly, I don't think we play. In order to beat a low block team, you got to move the ball a lot quicker, and we don't move. And that's the biggest thing, is that we don't have the guys that we pass and watch. We pass and watch. We don't pass and move. Because like I've harped on this more times than not, is that when you play teams like that, you have to pass and move. And even if you're not going to get the ball, you pass and move to open up spaces for everywhere else. If you pass and stand there, the defense doesn't have to do anything because you're there. If you pass and you move into different spaces, and that's why with Hoyland, he's got to move into different spaces to open up for even the Brunos, the Mounts, the Mainoos, the whoever's playing at the 10, so you can make those runs through and do those things. And I think that's I saw a lot more of Dalot overlapping and making runs when either Mainoo was up top or even when Hoyland was up top. He's making that run even closer to him and not so far out wide. So he going back to a little bit of a Ten Hag ball where he's making that inverted run instead of the overlapping run, which was a nice little change. But we just don't pass and we pass and watch. We pass and stand. We don't move quick enough. And then, I mean, there's many times I see them, they get the ball, even in extra time, the ball goes out to Shaw. Shaw doesn't pass it to Amos, and then Amos stands in the corner. And instead of making the run that goes across to open up that space, he just stands on the touchline like, hey, I'm still here, and then the defense is already set. The defense doesn't have to defend that hard, and I think that's the biggest thing. But, on their 2 goals, we're ball watching. There's no, if I'm going to fault anybody for the first goal, Dorgu was at fault for that one because he got pushed off the ball. But I mean, the guy extended his arm. You can say it was a foul, no foul, whatever, but he didn't fight for the ball. He got pushed, and that was the ball that sent it back across. And we got beat ball watching, and that's what it is.
Who cares?
No, I get it. I mean, but no,
I know what you mean. I know. You are spot on.
I just think I mean, as much as Oshin said we should look for PEDs, we should look to see who put like a little bit of a Xanax in ours because the guys were sleeping. It's just like somebody slipped something in our orange slices because they just, they're already on holiday for the weekend or something because it just wasn't there. I mean, as well as we played in the first half and the energy that we had, we lost it all in the second half.
Right, let's talk individuals here. Oshin, I want to ask you maybe about Garnacho because he looked lively, looked to create an awful lot of chances, but also probably should have had us at least 3-2 up at one stage. What's your overall thoughts on him in the game? Are you happy with how he played? Like, he is a threat, and I know he can frustrate the life out of you when he doesn't maybe lay a ball off to Dorgu or put the ball in the net. But he looks like the only person in that forward line who's actually going to get into areas to hurt opposition teams. Is that fair to say?
It is. I mean, he's a threat till he gets in front of the goalpost, and then it just goes away. He just doesn't know what to do with it. He doesn't know where to pass. He's
a box-to-box 10.
I mean, that one-on-one he had, it cried out for a low ball into the corner. He tried to put the welly behind it, and there was no need for it. It's just a rush of blood he seems to get. But that's when it comes to crossing the ball, it comes to how many times to beat a man. There's just something. And look, he's 19, but he's in the team now 3 years. It's not like he's a young kid breaking through for his first season. This is his third team as a first. This is his third season as a first team regular.
Yeah,
and it's just not clicking.
I mean, I saw some stuff in the first half that he clicked, and the pass that he puts across, and he's trying to put the ball across a couple of times. It's just, I think now he's playing the space and not the man. Like, he's not looking for a man. He's trying to.
Sorry, I was waiting.
But he's trying to play play the ball to the space instead of exactly playing to a man's feet. Like in the second half, he played that ball across, and there's literally nobody there. But I mean, I think we came up with a new position for Football Manager 26, a box-to-box 10. Like, it's just like, I mean, I agree with you. I mean, he's been in the team 3 years. I'd say more 2. The first year was super sub kind of thing, but I mean, do I see improvements? Yes, but then I don't think it's the finished article, but I don't know if we have the ability to wait on that, and that's my issue. Is that I don't think
we don't have the ability to wait. We need finished players now. As much as we need to bring in youth, but in those top of the pitch 3 positions, we need the finished article, the player who knows where to put the ball, when to put and it's not a decision. And I know what you're saying, he's putting the ball into space, but it's to know when to put the ball into that space.
Absolutely.
He doesn't know the difference yet. He's not getting his head up at the right times. It's like he's hearing a call and he's playing the ball blind.
Yeah, and I agree. I think that, and the problem that we have and that we're going to face is that, let's say we bring in the Cunhas or the Turkeys, but
he didn't do much tonight, Chris. He didn't do much tonight.
No, but the thing is, whoever we bring in to play the 10s, whether it be Bruno and someone else or Mount and Bruno or something, I almost fear that we can't put him back on the bench as much as he needs to be, because I think he played too much too soon. And I think that's the reason why we kind of have to cut bait and run, only because we've ruined him, in the fact that we've played him too early. And then now it doesn't leave us. Oh, boy.
The last one in the fridge.
But I think we've played him too early, and it doesn't give us the opportunity now that if you bring in Acuna and you bring in, anybody else that you want to bring in to play a 10, you can't necessarily relegate him to the bench because we've played him too early, and that's our fault,
Right, let's talk about Casemiro, lads. Right, let's talk about Casemiro for a second. I thought he was absolutely fantastic tonight. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And I think the stats back it up. I think, what is it? SofaScore is giving him man of the match, 9.3 out of 10, with Harry Maguire just behind him with 8.4. Like, I want to ask you now, again, Oisin, I'm sensing by the look on your face there that there's a little bit of maybe disagreement, maybe. What? Give me your thoughts.
No, look, hindsight's a great thing. I mean, hindsight is great, but I would have removed Casemiro and left Ugarte on. That's the sub.
That's a good show. That's a
good
show.
On a yellow. But Ugarte's on.
But so was Casemiro.
But he's too slow to foul.
but Casemiro's the kind of fella who'll kick somebody midfield and give away a stupid yellow rather than getting a good yellow.
No, I get you. I'm just kidding.
But that's the sub I would have made. I think Ugarte get us more on the pitch, but it seems Casemiro has dropped back into that real deep line now. He's not pushing forward like he was earlier in the year under Ten Hag. He seems to have found his position in front of the back 3, just shielding and protecting. If you want to be hypercritical, that defensive header towards the first goal could have been deeper, could have gone further up the pitch if you want to be hypercritical. But he didn't do a whole lot wrong. But again, Lyon didn't do a whole lot in the midfield in the first half. And then when they started getting a foot in the ball, they started playing around them, especially when Ugarte came off.
Can I play devil's advocate here then? Do you think it suits? And I think what I noticed from that game was that we got very narrow very quickly and got men behind the ball. So we kind of, like the width of the box, we're filling out this space and you're not getting in here. And I think that suits Casemiro's game. Everything is a little bit more narrow. There's less space. There's more players around him.
It suits his pace more than his game.
Sorry?
It suits his pace more than
exactly.
his game.
Yeah, exactly. But I think Ruben Amorim spoke a few weeks ago about Casemiro and saying, I'm learning how to get the best out of him now more than I did when he came in and I wasn't playing him. I think we can see that maybe in how he's setting up the team and defensively how we're acting.
I mean, I think you got to look at it too. I mean, like Oshin said, he's sitting in front of the center backs and he's cleaning up in front of them. But then when you have that, you let Ugarte go and he's like a little, like he just runs all over the place.
He was brilliant tonight. That's probably his best performance in the United shirt, I would say.
But but if you watch Ugarte, he's just more active and he reads the game so well and where passes are going to go and he anticipates. And that with Casemiro sitting in like that, I think it frees him up to do that. I mean, the problem is when we play a better midfield team like a Newcastle, I don't think that's I think the Amazon guy's here, but I just think that
that's Cherokee looking for a move to United.
But I just think it's in certain games it's fine. But the one thing Casemiro does that. No, I don't think we give him enough credit for on corners, on crosses, on everything. He's in the mix. He puts his head to the ball. He knows how to. He nearly
jumps that high.
Well, that's on both sides of the ball too, Chris. That's on both sides of the ball.
No, you're right. On defensive, he does. He reads that well. It's just I mean, I mean, if we don't get rid of him, it's not the worst thing in the world just because we can set up. I mean, let's be honest. How are we going to get rid of him?
You've changed your tune in a week.
What's that?
You've changed your tune in a week.
Yeah, but here's the thing. It's like, I thought I did a little research on it and stuff like that. How are we going to get rid of him? I mean, unless somebody comes in to buy him, he's not leaving.
Yeah.
You can't cut him.
That's how most transfers work. Yeah,
well, but I mean, but that's it. But even if they come in for him, we're taking a loss on them. Yeah. Just like the stuff that I've heard about, not to get into it, but I heard about Rashford, even if it's 40 million, 20 million, it's going to go through.
Fuck all this shit, right? All this shit. Let's talk about Kobbie Mainoo, right? Let's talk about how good Kobbie Mainoo is, right? And I said, I actually predicted I suppose it's not a predicted 11. What I wanted to see in my starting 11 was Kobbie Mainoo in the 10 and Bruno Fernandes in the false 9. And we got that at the end of the game. And boy, did it come up trumps. You know what I mean? I should be Manchester United manager. But look, he's been back for a couple of games now. Couple of substitute appearances. He's made a difference, Oshin.
He has, but it's telling that it's sub appearances he's coming on. Does Amorim trust him enough yet to want to put him into the first 11? I'd start him, but then again, I'm not United manager, So there must be something there. Amorim seeing that he doesn't trust him for a full 90-minute man yet.
Yeah.
He came on tonight and he gave us something that even with Garnacho's attacking, Mainoo just gave us a calmness. He just gave us a composure that
he always does.
Garnacho can't give. I mean, he's 19 and he's carrying the hopes of United on his shoulders, but it doesn't seem to faze him. No. He doesn't seem to look out of place there.
I told you, lads, it's getting rid of them fucking dreadlocks. He's back to short-haired Mainoo.
Well, maybe Dorgu should shave his too.
Oh, boy.
That might help him as well.
We're not having any negatives tonight now. We're not having any fucking negatives.
Have you seen my new username? I've changed it for tonight especially.
Uh-oh.
Let me turn them on here. Let me turn them on. One sec. Where are we? Style. Show display names.
This is great content for the crowd anyway.
The banner is blocking it. Where's the display names? One sec.
Mr. Positivity.
Yes, for tonight. It's coming off in the morning.
All right, that's fair enough. Yeah, that's fair enough.
But, I mean, we have to be positive. Yes, we have to take the win, but we also have to look at the context of the win. And there's,
My problem with Mainoo is that if we play the way like what Jack was saying, like if Bruno's playing a false 9 and Mainoo's playing a 10, and then you have Garnot, like we literally have zero pace. We have zero. I mean, we literally have to play tiki-taka football to be able to move. I mean, because that's you're not going to be able to run behind anybody. Mainoo is not running behind anybody, and not that he would ever, but I mean, it leaves us even more one-dimensional than we already are, which is, it's just a tough thing, and I am.
Sorry, lads.
No, it's all right. I like what I see out of him. I mean, but like Oshin said, Amarin must not trust him completely there just yet. Or I think he just doesn't have the legs for 90 minutes yet.
It's down to what he wants from him. You know, it's a new system. It's a new way of playing. He's got to be a cog in the machine rather than, the guy who does everything.
The one thing about that 19-year-old is it's amazing to me how calm his feet are.
Oh, it's so good, lads.
When he scored that goal, a touch, his feet were set, and it's a second touch to shoot it. It's anybody else. If Højlund has the ball, he's taking 3 touches to try to get it ready to shoot. And I think the same thing is for Garnacho. His feet are. It's like his brain's moving very fast. His feet are moving fast, but they're not together. They're on different accords, and everything like that. And it's just like Mainoo is just calm and he's confident in what he does, and it's hard to say anything. It's almost impossible to say anything bad about him, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's brilliant. It's brilliant. It's fantastic. Right, let's talk about Harry Maguire, lads. I mean, the winner, and I have to say, what a composed header it was. Mm-hmm. He broke away and he could have easily tried to put his head through it, but he didn't. He just guided it into the far corner and he gets us into the semi-final. Oisin, what do you reckon?
I mean, we said it a couple of weeks ago when he came on up front. His movement for a centre-back playing as a centre-forward, he just kind of knew where to be. I mean, he used his strength. He up-muscled the defender. And he put the ball back across goal, which is a composed attacker's finish. It's not a centre back. I'm just going to put my head in it, and wherever it goes, it goes. Again, I think he's looking good at the back because Casemiro is in front of him. I think he was unbalanced.
And I think the 2 centre backs beside him make a huge difference, like they did at England for so long.
Yeah, and I think again in the first half we had the balance there. So we had a left footer, right footer, and him in the middle. Then we had 2 left footers in the second half, and it kind of unbalanced us a bit. I think he has his place now till the end of the season, barring touchwood injuries. I don't see him losing out no matter who comes back. I think he's going to be a starter for the rest of the season, and I think he's earned it. I mean, this time last year we wanted him gone. He was off to West Ham, and we couldn't be happier. And he said, no, I'm not going. And look, I'm going to say it here publicly, online, that will be there forever. I'm glad he didn't go. Yeah. Because he's done well for us this year. He scored some important goals, like tonight. He's made some important blocks. And he's been a leader in the dressing room. He seems to have had a huge presence in the dressing room. So I'll admit it now. I'm glad Maguire didn't go.
Yeah, I agree with you. I've always said he's, regardless of his ability, and there has been plenty of times where we've said he's not good enough for Manchester United, and he goes into a system that suits him. We're playing a little bit deeper, and maybe the fact that we're so poor at the moment, where I'm sure as we get better, Ruben Amorim will want the line to play higher and higher. It suits Maguire for us to play in a back 3 that plays deep. And the one thing I've always said about Maguire is that he has been the utmost professional. From obviously what happened in Greece to losing the captaincy to the criticism that came from, he's always just put his head down and worked hard. Would you agree, Chris?
I agree, and that's what I was going to say. Is that I can't I'll agree with Oshin. We wanted him gone this time last year, but then he put his head down, he worked, and he's done what the managers asked him to do. He's changed the way he's played. Now, whether maybe he changed back to what we had the first year we got him from Leicester, where he was the guy that you're like, ooh, we made a good buy there. And then all of a sudden he started to fall off, and that could have been different manager, different asks. You're more reactionary and not on the front foot. But I'll be honest, I didn't think Harry could play this way, meaning as he steps behind, he's right up against guys. He's on a high line. I mean,
but you also see maybe the isolations once or twice, like with Cherokee on the right hand side in extra time, where Maguire knew, he goes, I've got to fucking tackle this lad. I'm last man. If I don't foul him, he's going to destroy me.
but I'm okay with that. That's that's what happens. I mean, you got to know your limitations and stuff like that. And I agree with that foul, because it's just like, you know, in the game that, you know, what's his name ran through us, you know, from half line, we should have fouled him in our attacking third, you know, and we didn't. We let him run through the whole team, you know, and you're just like, okay, nobody's going to foul him. I think because Maguire was not in that game, if you remember. I think if Maguire's there, he stops him at half field and takes a yellow card and says, I'm good. Yeah. You know, Anthony Elanga, that's against Forrest. I think he stops him. I mean, he stops the play a half. He doesn't. He's like, well, he's faster than lightning, so I'm just gonna. You're that's it. You're done. You're not running anymore.
Finally, then, before we go, guys, right? Because look, it's been great tonight, and you know, goals fantastic, and you know, great way to win the game. But the goals have come from Harry Maguire, Kobbie Mainoo, Bruno Fernandes from a penalty, and who are the other two?
Dalot and Ugarte.
And Ugarte. right. So Maguire, fucking Mainoo, Dalot, Ugarte, and Bruno from a penalty spot, right? Now, not to finish on a negative, but you know what I mean?
No, I mean, it's
a good thing that goals are coming from different areas of the field, but they're not coming from the areas that we need them to come from.
Well, in an Amarin system, the wingbacks do score, so I'll take Dallow's goal. So we got to look at that. And, you know, in the wingback system, he's where he's supposed to be, so I'll take it. In that system, he's supposed to score. He's not going to score 30 goals or 20 goals, but he's supposed to be in line to score. Garnacho made a great play to Ugarte. That this is the first time I've seen guys. You see how far we're up as a defensive midfielder. He's up and around the penalty spot.
Yarrow was on the edge of the box, and Luke Shaw was on the edge of the box on the other side.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
So I mean, the problem I have right now is, if I'm going to say anything, I'm be critical of anything, is the Luke Shaw substitution. Like I hate to, I can't believe I'm going to say this, and like Ocean said, it's going to be on the internet forever. I would have rather seen Lindelof come in than Shaw. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but see, the thing about it is, though, Chris, is that while that may be the case if you want him to come in centrally, coming in on the left side where he needs to get forward, I think.
Yeah, but you already had Euro playing in the first half. Euro was playing on the left side, and Mazraoui was playing on the right side. So if you bring Lindelof in, you keep Euro on the left side, and you have Lindelof on the right side.
No, I'd rather Luke Shaw.
Because
what did he do wrong?
He's great for one dumb penalty every game, and you saw it.
Yeah, but did he do anything wrong?
He gave away a penalty.
Yeah, he didn't touch the ball.
All right, shit, right, sorry. Yes, I had 6 of them.
6.
Right.
7,
anyway,
because one's a double.
Well, this is that's I'm including that. So, 7. There's 5 small ones and then the big one now coming up.
5 small ones, he says.
Lads, look, who cares, right? We're into the semi-final of the Europa League.
Who do we play? Do they have to do the draw, or who we met?
No, draw's done. We're playing Atletico Bilbao. We're away in the first leg and at home in the second leg, and I will be there. So I have to ring.
Oh, you didn't sell your tickets. Can you imagine if you're at this game?
Oh, I know. The guy that I sold him to was texting me as well. He was going, "Oh, lad, these are unbelievable seats. This is big." I was here fucking snapping.
Where your seats at? You would have seen the second half goals. Well, you would have seen our first half goals.
We're about 4 rows down from the tunnel. So the Stretford end obviously is behind the goal. We're about 4 rows down on the Sir Bobby Charlton stand, and then we're about 10 or 12 rows up.
So you would have seen our first half goals and their second half goals.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but yeah, look. Anyway, happy days. I'll be there for the semi-final. That's all that matters. I have to ring football tomorrow now and try and change we're going to West Ham in May. I'm going to try and get them to change that to the Europa League game.
So how does that work, Jack? Will you get option for the finals if we make it, or no?
No. Well, You will if people turn them down. So what happens is it goes to season ticket holders who opt into cup games first. Then it goes to season ticket holders who opt out of cup games, and then it goes to cup season ticket holders. And they're always gone by the time we get there.
No, I got you.
You know what I mean? So, but lads, look, I appreciate you coming on as always. Great, happy days. It was very close to being the last watch along of the season. I won't lie.
Wow.
Thank God we've got more content to come.
I would never let that happen.
Well, yeah, you'd probably be doing them on your own. My chair is in bits here. I think I need to buy a new chair again after jumping all over. There's a couple of pieces. But anyway, lads, look, thanks for coming on as always, and I'll chat to you during the week. All right,
you got it.
You guys.
Guys, everybody else, thanks so much for watching. Do smash a like on the video. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. What an unbelievable night. From being comfortable to being absolutely infuriated to being absolutely full of ecstasy towards Manchester United. I'm so happy we're into the semi-final. We've done it the hard way, by God, but we're there, and that's all that matters. Smash a like in the video. Subscribe if you're new. I'll be back tomorrow on the Man United Daily podcast. Make sure to tune in for that, and I'll be back on YouTube as well. Jesus Christ, what a great night in the end. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take it easy.